hard to drink anything, still water is fine. And then also, there is a National Heritage Site, a National Monument. And I'm asking you very nicely not to lean, touch, climb, or stand onto any of the formations. Is that okay with you guys? And you guys, you are allowed to take pictures, even if it's with the flash, it won't be a problem. And over there we have a display of the Bushman. Collective name for them is the same. Now they were the only people to stay inside the cave or live inside the cave. But they did not, excuse me, but they did not venture further than the entrance part. They only stayed up here to seek refuge. Now, they believe that the spirits of their ancestors lived further or deeper inside the cave. That's why they only stayed up here. Now, evidence that we have of them only staying in this part are these rock paintings right over here.
Who are they?
These rock paintings are believed to be, so the same people have been taken away from this site about 200 years ago due to colonization. Now, the paintings are believed to be 200 years or older than we know about. But this is not the original rock paintings. The original rock paintings actually faded due to constant touching by visitors that we got throughout the years. But the original rock paintings are most similar to this one. Alright folks, now as we proceed to our first chamber, our steps are a bit uneven, so just watch your step. And also going further inside the cave, some of the chambers are going to get smaller than others, and also the ceiling will drop lower. So when we get there, I just want you to mind your head, alright? So without any further ado, let's wait please.
You don't have to. You okay? Yeah, I can just.
Alright everyone, let's wait please.
Load shedding.
Nog steeds.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is our first chamber, and it is also our largest chamber that are open for the public to see. Now, this chamber has been rediscovered by Mr. Jacobus van Zyl in the year 1780 on the 11th of July. Now, back then, there used to be no stairs, no railings, and there used to be no lights inside the chamber as well. Now, Mr. van Zyl made use of the very same entrance as we did, but with there being no stairs, Mr. van Zyl had to be lowered down by means of a rope right down there. And the only light source he had with him was a tiny little coin there with more or less the strength of that orange light that you see right over there. So it was quite dark and uncomfortable being inside this chamber with only a light source and that small. Now in a few minutes I'm going to switch off all the lights just to give you the feel of how it was with Mr. van Zyl, the person put inside this chamber. Now before we go further folks, are there anyone among you that is brave enough to sing a song for us? Anyone?
Yes. Okay, sing a Wyatt Tucker and
No.
Go.
Anyone?
Yes. Over here.
Okay, you can sing for us.
Go. Utana? Toya.
Toya.
Okay. Toya mai te wakane. Kumea mai te wakane. Ki te tako toranga tako toai. Tiriti te mana motu hake te tangi o te manue. Pipi wharaura. Kui, 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 whiti, whiti, ora, hui e taiki e.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Now, folks, the reason I did that I just wanted you to hear the acoustics inside this chamber. So back in the year 1964 up until the year 1994, they used to have classical concerts and passion plays inside the chamber. We actually had Mr. Lionel Richie once. No, I'm just joking. We would love to have him here. All right, folks, so right where I'm standing, this is the remains of what used to be the stage. And right there on my right, that's the old choir stand.
Yeah.
Choir used to stand and sing. Then this right behind you is obviously where the people used to be seated. So back then, this chamber could take up to 1,200 people at maximum.
Yeah.
And there used to be beautiful colored lights inside the chamber, musical instruments, and all of these to get the concert. But then, unfortunately, in the year 1994, they had to stop the concerts. Because during the concert, people started to venture further in the cave, people started to climb on the formations, people started to break the formations, taking it over, using it as souvenirs. So they had to stop the concerts due to the vandalism back in the year 1994. And then folks, we have two different types of formation inside this chamber. We have the flowstone formation, and we also have the dripstone formation. Now I would like you to turn around and follow my torchlight right there at the back. So right over there we have what we call the flowstone formation. And the flowstone formation is formed when there's a horizontal crack in the ceiling. Now the horizontal crack in the ceiling allows rainwater or calcium carbonate rich water to slowly seep through. Depositing calcite crystals against the wall, allowing it to be hardened and formed in that way. Now that formation is about 800,000 years of age.
Wow.
And it has been nicknamed as the giant orbit pipes. Alright, folks, keep your eyes on my torchlight as we go to our second type of formation, which is right up here. And that one we call the dripstone formation formed by dripping water. And this one is also known as the stalactite. And this one is said to be the oldest and largest stalactite on our Buddhist route. Now this one is about 750,000 years of age. And it has been nicknamed as the dried tobacco leaves of Oudtshoorn. Now folks, in most cases there will always be a stalagmite right underneath a stalactite. But the floor that you see before you is not the original cave floor. The original cave floor is actually filled up with clay, say about 9 to 10 meters down, and therefore there won't be stalagmites right underneath the stalactite. But right there at the back, there we have our stalagmite, which is about 9 meters long. It has been nicknamed as the Papyrus needle, said to be about 160,000 years.
Wow.
Now folks, I said I would be switching off the lights. So now I'm going to switch off the lights only for a few seconds. And while I'm doing that, I don't want you to use any phones or flashlights because I want it to be completely dark as I switch off the lights. So if the light stays out for 2 hours or longer, then you guys know it's most probably load shedding. Don't worry, it's only going to be for a few seconds. And please stand next to the person you can trust in the dark.
I like it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, taking you back to the year 1780 on the 11th of July. Now folks, this is more or less how it looked when Mr. Van Zyl first set foot inside his chamber. So you can now imagine how uncomfortable it must have been for him to move inside this huge chamber with only a light source that small. But luckily for us, we get to see this in our time.
Wow.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you can now walk on the cave floor, take a few pictures, and after that we will proceed to our second chamber. Thank you. Alright folks, so this is our second chamber, and this chamber has been discovered by Mr. Louis Botha in the year 1792. Now that's 12 years after the first chamber had been discovered. Now you saw the part where we took just to get over here. Before that, there used to be a huge solid clay wall blocking Mr. Louis Botha from coming from chamber 1 to chamber 2. So I've talked about the flowstone formation in the first chamber. Now just right behind the flowstone formation, there are interlinking tunnels. So when Mr. Louis Botha couldn't find a way over the clay wall or even make a way through the clay wall, he got right behind the flowstone formation. He went through the interlinking tunnel, making his way through that tunnel right over there in the year 1792. So when Mr. Louis Botha discovered this chamber, he also discovered that there's a third type of formation inside this chamber as well. So we have the flowstone formation and we also have the dripstone formation. Now the third type of formation that Mr. Louis Botha discovered is this one right over here.
Wow.
So this we call the fully completed pillar or column. So this happens when a stalactite and a stalagmite joins. Now, as you can see, the stalactite grew from that point right up to that point right there, and the stalagmite grew from all the way down there right up to that point. Now, as you can see, it got thickish right about there. So that's the joining point. And this one has been nicknamed as the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And this one is said to be about 270,000 years of age. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just like us, when we don't grow in length anymore, then we start to grow in width. Like that one right over there. So over there we have the double completed pillar of column. So what happened over there is like two of these were growing next to each other, and eventually over the years they started to grow against each other. And for some reason they've nicknamed that one as Dante's Inferno. Now just right next to it, this is the mother of all formations. So this is a combination of flowstone and dripstone. And this one is also said to be the oldest formation on our tourist route. This one is about 1.5 million years of age. Wow. And it has been nicknamed as the petrified weeping willow tree. Now folks, with just a bit of imagination, there's a lot of things you can see inside this cave. I just want you to look right behind you. So over there we also have what we call the flowstone formation. And just with a bit of imagination, they've nicknamed this one as the frozen Victoria waterfall. And some may also see an elephant in it.
Yes.
With just a bit of imagination, you can get crazy. So folks, we get visitors daily saying that this is our most spectacular chamber. And I'm going to let you decide if that's the truth. Because in a few seconds I will be switching on the lights so that you can see how beautiful it actually is when the lights are switched on. We actually had a few people getting engaged inside this chamber. So be prepared. One of you might get lucky. Alright folks, this is the beauty of our Cango cave. Works every time.
almost as beautiful as my wife.
Thank you. Nearly as old as well.
It looks like a sofa. Looks like a sofa. And I'm a little heart.
I want to sit down.
Sit in your bum there.
Look, there's a place for your beer right there.
Dad-sized beer.
And we also call it our able chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a little bit dark in here. I just want you to just remain where you are and switch on the light just to show you why we call it those things. So folks, I want you to follow my course like there. As you can see, there's a profile that also looks like a face.
Oh, yeah.
You see there's eyes, there's a nose, and there's a mouth as well. And then just on top of his head, it's like a little horn. So we call him Neville, the cave devil. And then just line over there. Now the formation looks like the Bible, or for some, it may look like a sandwich with a lot of melted cheese.
Yep.
And then just right next to it is like a half angel's wing.
Thank you for calling me Angel.
And right there at the bottom is like an old baptism pond. Folks, I'm going to switch on the lights now so you can see why I call it our So this is the reason why we call it our light, because of these colored lights. So before the Cango cave, there are a lot of these natural lights inside the cave. Most parts of the cave was actually lit up with these colored lights. So the Cango cave survey asked the visitors about what do you think about the colored lights inside the cave. So most of the visitors said they should take away the colored lights because the colored lights make the formation look artificial and not natural as it is. So now I'm going to switch on the natural lights for you so that you can see there's even more detail to the formations when the natural light is switched on.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Okay folks, so you can take a few pictures, and if you're done taking pictures, then you can just proceed to the very next chamber right behind you. It's our fourth chamber, and we call this one our bridal chamber. Or we call it our honeymoon suite. Now the reason for that is because of that formation right over there. Now as you can see, this formation over here almost looks like a bridal bed. But it's just an uncomfortable bridal bed. So the usual bridal bed has about 4 pillars, and this one has about 14. Now it has been said that there was a couple living here thousands of years ago. Now the extra pillars that you see over there, it's only so that a bride cannot escape. Now it is believed that they really had a great time because they left us with an empty champagne bottle right over there. And so, years after that, we came to discover that the couple left us with these beautiful cave babies. So these are baby stalactites. They are about 300 to 400 years young. Now the reason we say young because when the formation is 1,000 years older, then it's considered to be old. Now these baby stalactites, they grow so slowly. They actually grow between 3 to 5 cubic millimeters every 100 years. Wow. Now that's because we are living in a semi-desert area and we don't get a lot of water in this area. So that's why our formations are growing so slowly. Alright folks, so that's all we have to say about this chamber. We can now proceed to our last. Call this our drum room. Now the reason we call it our drum room is because of this formation right over here. Now, as you can see, this formation is not round or hollow so that it can make a drum-like sound. But I'm going to bang against this formation so that you can hear the sound of it as I bang against it. But I'm not going to do it a lot of times because the guys that was here before my time, they used to bang against this formation, and with a lot of banging, it started to get a crack right up there. You guys see it? Yeah. So now I'm not going to do it a lot of times. I just want you to hear the sound it makes as I bang against it. That's the only reason why we call it our drum room. And this formation is actually transparent or translucent for that matter as well. So this is the only reason why we call it our drum room because of the sound it makes. Now this is the end of the heritage tour, so we are about 600 meters inside the cave now. Now the stairs that you see right behind you, those are the stairs that leads to the adventure tour. Now in Afrikaans we would say, die toer vir die gatkruipers. So going on the adventure tour folks, you have to do what we call our warm-up steps first. So it's about 172 steps that you will have to do. And then after that you have to go through 4 basic tunnels. The first one is called the Lumbago walk. Now the Lumbago walk is about 30 meters long and the lowest point is 75 centimeters. So you have to walk like this to the Lumbago. And then the second one is called the Tunnel of Love. It is said to give you hugs and squeezes from both sides. It's about 10 meters long.